All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good to see you guys. I see a couple familiar people out there. The sad part today is that Josh isn't going to be able to join us today. So I hope you guys are okay with that, right? We're okay with that? Are we all excited that Josh isn't able to join us? No, I'm just kidding. He's here. He is here with us today. Josh, are you there? Maybe. Maybe he's.
Yeah, I'm here. What's
Oh,
up,
there he is.
everybody? How you guys doing? Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. I saw some of you were okay with me not being here. What is going on? All right. Yeah, so happy to be here with you guys. I know I missed you last week. Sorry if you've been following my journey on Instagram, you know that I've been on the road. It's been crazy. Been wild rides. But you guys are always in my heart. Don't worry. You guys are always in my heart. All right. But today I'm excited because we have two of my very good friends for you guys. I know that you guys have been excited for this one. We get our questions answered. This was mainly going to be more about social media and branding, is what today's meeting is going to be about. But really great guests for you guys. I know some of you already met my good friend, Mr. Don Benjamin, but today he actually has his queen with him, Miss Leanne V. So, Don and Leanne, you guys in the house. Hello.
Round of applause, you guys, for our guest.
Hey. All
Hey.
right. All
Hey,
right. All right.
Aw.
Hello. I was actually just at Don's house for the fights. We watched the fights together.
it was what, Sunday, Saturday? Saturday, I think.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Can't keep
Sunday,
up with these
Saturday,
days.
Sunday. Yeah. Man, I've been having a tough time just knowing what day it is right now. It's crazy. But guys, today we have our good friends, Don and Leanne. They've been in entertainment a long time. And Leanne is like the queen of social media.
Okay, queen.
She's like when it all
For a long
began, she's been hot since the beginning. So we want to talk
He's
today and pick their brain about social media or branding or whatever we need to get ready for ourselves in these coming productions that we have. So thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having us. We're so excited to be here to talk to everyone.
Yeah, shout out
Yes.
to the guy on the Stairmaster too. That's what we need to be
That's
doing.
dedication.
No, I saw that.
Dedication.
I respect it.
I did
I
my
should
20
do
minutes.
that.
Yeah, I did my 20 minutes
That's
on the
one more
stairs. I don't run anymore because it's bad for my knees, but I do the stairs. So,
Yeah.
guys, so let's get into this. Who has questions or just wants to say hello today to my good friends Don and Leanne? Remember, we're going to be talking about social media, branding, and getting ourselves out there. Leanne is like the queen of branding. She brands everything. She branded Don.
Can you help out with Josh? He needs a little help.
I need a little direction, Leanne.
Goodness.
If you guys have a question today, if you guys can use your little emoji hand to raise it, that way we keep it in order. We'd appreciate that. We can call on you that way, but let's
All
start it
right,
off.
let's start it off. Sarah, you have a question for my friends. What's up?
Hi, thanks for joining us this week. I do have a question just off the top of my head. I didn't really put too much thought into it, but do you have any suggestions as to or like tips on how to go viral or get a lot of engagement on posts?
So for viral posts, I just know from our experiences is to post consistently. Even if a post doesn't do well, don't be discouraged. You just have to keep posting. And if you're waiting for the right time, don't just do it now. I think it's best to just go for it and even have a content calendar. Say, I have friends that are trying to get into social media and it becomes overwhelming because it's a lot to post every day. So I tell them to start off with a small goal and slowly build, like maybe just post twice a week, maybe a picture and a video. And that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then as you continue to do that consistently, you can keep adding days. And it's good to actually scroll with intention, because I know we all get caught on TikTok and Instagram, but scroll with intention, seeing what are the trending sounds and what are people doing, like trending dances, trending whatever kind of content that you want to create. Check out, if you are in fitness, check out different fitness influencers that you look up to, see the kind of content that they're doing, but make it your own. It's always important to show your identity, who you are through your content, but you can be inspired by so many different people. But consistency is key because no matter what, the algorithm, I feel like social media, it just doesn't break by one video. It can, but at the same time, consistency is always going to help you succeed.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll have videos that like because we're posting consistently, it may not be the one we posted today, but that video from 3 months ago, because we've been posting so consistently, the one that we posted 3 months ago might catch out of nowhere and then go viral. But yeah, sounds like using trending sounds helps. Nowadays, what like words on the screen tend to help because then people have to rewatch the video multiple times, so then it makes the engagement raise.
People love lifestyle videos and talking to camera. So if you're not comfortable talking to camera, you can do voiceovers first before you start. But everything just has to be more like you're having a conversation with your audience. And sometimes I don't like to think of it as an audience, I just think of it as a person. So you just talk comfortably.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, but those are like some of the few quick ways that we've seen help get the engagement up fast. And then like really utilizing stories, like being on your stories helps too because it'll send the extra traffic to your main profile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
great.
Sorry, yeah.
Go ahead,
The
go ahead.
sometimes the sounds are or the trending audio is like horrible. Do you guys just still use it
You know,
or
sometimes what we'll do is we'll use it and we'll just turn it down really low. So you
yeah.
can't even really hear it, but it still puts your video in with
Mm.
all of the other trending or the videos that are using that same sound.
Or we just
Okay.
won't use it at all. If we absolutely don't like it, we won't use it. There's so
Like
many
to get it in the when we're trying to get in the window, we'll just remember how we'll turn it way down. Yeah.
Do you have someone that manages your guys' account or do you guys do it?
we do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
And
And it's
how
hella-
often
hella-
how often are you guys shooting content to post?
So we have a content calendar because we've gone crazy before not having a content schedule because social media doesn't have a clock in, clock out situation. You're just always creating. So it's important to have a structure and have set days that you can shoot.
We try to
So-
have 2 to 3 days out of the week that are shooting days that are like dedicated for shooting. And then of course, like if we're chilling and an idea comes up, then we'll shoot it. But for the most
We
part,
write it down in our notes, like we have a list of ideas that we write down that inspired us or certain things that has happened or a trending topic comes up or something, we just will save it for shoot day unless it's time sensitive. But yeah, we like to have a content calendar, especially because we have 2 kids now. So we're like, okay, we need to really use our time wisely because it's a lot that being parents and also juggling, trying to do content and all of that, all platforms. So I think content also you can focus on what you're already doing. Everything is content. You washing your face is content. You putting on your makeup, you going to the gym, you doing a conversation with your girlfriend. There's everything is really content. That's why I'm like I have my tripod with me. I'm ready for whatever, and I
Dan's
can
always
use my
ready.
phone.
Wait,
Actually filming us right now. I'm kidding.
when
Can you give
you
us an example of your content calendar?
So I have a list on my phone that is pretty much like right now I have so Don's movie premieres tomorrow. I'm so excited. His new movie is called Him, Jordan Peele. He's
me,
gonna
Jordan Peele, Marlon Wayans, Tyreek Withers.
So I literally,
Yeah.
whatever I know something's coming up, okay, we're gonna get dressed, we're gonna get cute. So I want to have some ideas. So I'll look at some trending sounds or ideas and I'll put like the title of, okay, him premiere content. And I'll put at least 3 of whatever videos we want to do for our looks. And then things to shoot, I'll have a list of that. Or say we have a Disneyland trip coming up, we'll do some ideas for Disneyland. So I always try to prepare. And another thing that I like to do, we do a yearly video where we go every month getting the milestones of our kids. We started with Zaya, our firstborn, and then like you could always do things that are
So I guess
sharing
I
your
guess what she's trying
journey.
to say, like the content calendar, like how's your this? You mean the schedule breakdown, right? Like how the weeks are broken down.
Just like an example, yeah, of how you would.
So like for example, like Mondays and Tuesdays we'll shoot YouTube, right? And then so we'll shoot YouTube in the morning from like whatever 10 till 3. And then if we have an extra couple hours, maybe like 3 to 5, we'll shoot like a couple skits that Leanne has written down. And that's where she means when we have like a list of all these ideas we're like, okay, today we can shoot 2
'Cause you
ideas.
remember, you
Yeah,
have to
so
write everything
yeah,
down.
so we'll
It's a
have that
lot.
written down.
It's a
So
lot.
Mondays and Tuesdays are like YouTube, and then we'll usually do Wednesdays, like
Mhm.
is like our short form content days. And then we'll try to have a couple days out of the week to where we're not really doing content so we can be with our kids.
Yeah.
Hey, going back to your
Like,
schedule of posting, you said post consistently, but do you guys post at the same time?
We post every day at 10 a.m. We try to post every day at 10 a.m.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is the time specific? Is that important to do? You found?
I think for everybody is different, but for us, we seem to see it work the best.
Between 10 and 12
Yeah.
for us. And then sometimes between 5 and 7 is good too, PM. So it just depends with your audience.
And we'll get up in the morning. Leanne, we'll get up and we'll post across all platforms, right? So we'll get up in the morning and post Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. And then Leanne actually, we'll usually do our Snapchat at night, but we'll post like all our Snapchat stories at night before we go to bed. But yeah, usually we'll get the posting out of the way first thing in the morning and then we'll start shooting content.
And what I like to do too is I would prepare the post the night before. So I'll put it in drafts with the captions and the tags. And then when I wake up, I just press send at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, she's better than me. I'll wake up and be like, all right, I gotta post it.
Except for like go on his Instagram,
I'll
except
figure out
the
what
videos.
it is.
So kind of my strengths. He handles a lot of the business stuff, the business side of things, the emails. That's his strength.
That's the thing too about like when you're in this business, like you're your own boss all around. Like for us, it's a blessing because we have each other as a team, but like you have to shoot your content, right? You got to figure out how to post it. You got to think about the creative captions. Then you got to think about the business side of it, right? You're trying to figure out how to grow this business. You're trying to get with agencies, managers to start working with brands. So you have to figure out how to negotiate once you start getting opportunities coming through. What is your post value worth? Like all of these things. So you have to like really look at yourself like a business. Like that's one thing that's going to advance people in this field is like people will get on social media and just look at videos or post their family and friends. But this is a business, $1 million plus business. You know what I'm saying? We're all making like all the creators are making millions of dollars doing this, but you have to look at it as such, where it's so you're scheduling, you may have to build a team. If you have friends that want to grow with you, or if you're in a relationship, like have them take pictures of you or go on ChatGPT and help find captions. There's so many ways, but the key is just consistency and really like treating this like a business. Treat yourself like a business and learn as much as you can. Learn how to edit, learn how to get creative with writing. You have to be all hands on deck when it comes to this stuff. It's crazy, but the payoff is unmatched.
all right. I think everybody got a good enough information. I think that's our time today. So
Nice talking to you guys.
that was all right. Question number one. All right.
Good
Now,
question.
that actually brings me to somebody wrote something. It's something I thought was a good little question for you. Is any tips on protecting your mental health while using social media?
Yes. Protecting your mental health. There was a comment that my friend made when I told him that I was bothered by a comment on Instagram. And he's, look, if you're going to be bothered by that, then stop doing social media. You're not going to be successful. You have to understand that there is social media bullying. People are always going to have their opinions, and majority of the opinions that are being made are people that are like kids behind the screen. And you just can't take it personal. I think that it's important to have balance in life. I think that you have to make sure that you're doing what you need to do for your mental health before you're on social media. Me and Dawn, we try not to jump on our phones right when we wake up. We have our morning meditation, our prayer, and setting the tone for the rest of the day. But it's so important for you not to get sucked in and consumed on other people's opinions about you. Everyone's going to have an opinion about you. Even the most successful people have the biggest haters, but that means you're doing something right. So you just have to understand and know that if you're going to put yourself out there, there's going to be people that will talk about you and not like you, but that's okay. Not everyone is your cup of tea and vice versa. You just have to be yourself and be authentic, and that's what's going to make you shine. And it's just important for you, again, to balance. You don't want to be so consumed, because there was a time that I felt that I was just so consumed in social media and content, I was losing myself. So that's when I also had to step back and really think about, how can I make this more structured and organized for my life, for my family, for my marriage, So you just have to think about it the best way that fits your lifestyle and in your schedule.
Yeah. Very great answer. Thank you very much for that. All right, let's get into Jason. You have a question for Don and Leanne.
I do. Congratulations on the family, everything, especially the movie, Don.
Appreciate
I
it.
just had a question. Yeah, I just had a question. So I actually have 2 questions for you. One, when you were casted in him, were you casted to be the part that you were, or were you trying out for another role?
That's a good question. The funny thing is I play the father of the lead in the movie, and I auditioned to play the brother, and I didn't get that role. And then they hit me back to read for the father, and then I got the role as a father, which actually worked out better for me. But yeah, good question. Yeah,
That's how you know
dope.
that's how you know we're growing up.
that's how I know I'm getting
get-
old.
We get dad
Stepping
roles.
into your dad life.
Stepping into dad mode.
Nah, that's dope.
All right, Jeremy, you have a question for Don and Leanne.
Yeah, so is like a high follower count kind of like required for modeling and all of that stuff, or?
It's not required. It's not required, but it definitely helps having a high follower. But I know a ton of actors and models that don't have a high following count. And at the end of the day, the talent or the look or whatever it may be will also speak as well. But learning how to gain followers and grow your following only helps benefit everything, and also helps build the bank account more than just getting paid to do the modeling job. But no, it's not required.
Do you think there's gonna be a lot of opportunities to make connections and build the follower count, like events and other stuff?
Yeah, I think in this industry, you got to be doing a lot of hustling and bustling, man, networking. Like when I was on my way up before I went on Top Model, and even after, I was at events, I was online. I'm aging myself, but I was back on MySpace and then to Facebook, and then we got on Instagram, and we were some of the pioneers on Vine and Instagram. But and being at different events, seeing what's going on in your neighborhoods, in the cities, like what events are there? Because if you're trying to gain success in this industry, you have to be brushing shoulders with the right people, right? And you have to be building with people that are like-minded. And so that includes a lot of networking. And through that, you're going to gain following, right? Because you're going to start meeting people and you're going to start posting and you're going to start getting in the groove of the things that you know that you're focused on, and you'll start to gain following as long as you stay consistent with it, like Leanne said. But yeah, all of it matters. You got to be doing everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, great question, man. Great question. All right. Queenie, you have a question for Don and Leanne.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Leanne and Don. My question for today, like, how did you guys learn to make deals with brands and stuff once you guys learned social media?
So when I started doing brand partnerships, they just start to reach out, but now I've learned it's just a little bit different now. That was when I was doing Vine videos at the time. I think it's a lot of it is to pretty much get the attention of the brand. Say, for example, like I do beauty. So whatever products that I even buy, I'll take pictures and tag them. And whatever brands that I want to work with, I use organically. They love to see you organically using their products. And it's also showing to the audience that it's authentic. People want to feel like they can trust and believe you. So if a brand reaches out to you and it's a brand that you love and you're promoting it, your audience, it's the most important thing is your relationship with your audience. You want to build a connection with them that they can feel like, oh, Leanne's wearing that or Don's wearing that. I want to wear it because I know that what they use is really good. So you want to build that trust and it takes time. That's why even with other brands that reach out that is not aligning to us, we just don't work with them regardless of the money because it's not worth promoting something that is not you. So when you're thinking of a brand to collaborate with, just be aware of making sure that you are using it organically, you're sharing it on your social media consistently. A lot of the brands that we have collaborated with, we've organically been using their products, even with baby brands we started using certain products and Honest and all those beautiful products that the babies have. There's so much, but we picked the ones that we loved and we just kept tagging and posting and sharing it with our audience and the brands. Oh, who is this? Oh, I like that. They're using our products. Maybe we can reach out, or you can even do outreach. You can have ChatGPT come up with a nice email saying, I would love to work and collab with you in some way. A lot of brands do, what do you call that? They do like the codes.
Yeah, there's like because the thing is there's levels, right? So as you're growing a following, like there's gonna be levels. Like your goal initially is, okay, how do I get to 10,000 followers or 25,000 followers, which puts you in like a micro influencer class. And then you do this, and then you can start doing affiliate programs with brands to where they'll give you like a code for 20%. And then you start pushing that to your followers, and then you make like 10, 15%, whatever, off of the sales that you're making for the brand. And then as you start to grow and you start to get 100,000 followers or 500,000 followers, then you can start charging these brands and say, hey, look, I want to charge you guys. I'll do a post for you guys. You got to give me $2,500 or $5,000 and I'll do a post for you guys. But a lot of times, once you start to get to these levels, you'll start to build a team, right? So you'll now have a agent or a manager who starts to go and do outreach for you, reach out to these brands, and they have a relationship with the brands. And now they're starting to bring you in these deals. So I think it goes back to the consistency as well. As once you start posting and you start seeing your following grow, then the brands it'll be a mix of them coming to you. And then like Leanne said, have an idea of what you use on a regular basis and the brands that you want to work with. And then you can do outreach to them as well. But yeah, as your following grows, then the brands, they'll find you or you'll be able to get to them a lot easier for sure.
Also on TikTok Shop, they have programs where you can purchase an item if you say you're going to promote it and you'll make money off of it. I have friends that are making pretty good income on TikTok Shop. It depends how you would want to make money on social media or with brands, but that's just a little bit kind of everything. You can connect with the brands or just do it on TikTok Shop or affiliate programs. So
Hopefully that answered your question.
I know. Sorry.
Yes, it really did. Lastly, you mentioned the Chat GPT. Is there any other AI tools that you guys use to stay consistent with your social media stuff?
Honestly, ChatGPT helps us a lot.
Yeah.
It helps us. It
It
helps
helps
us
me
like
too.
format things
Like I just
properly.
started getting into it.
Yeah, we're late to the train, but it definitely helps us because, again, when you're having a post to stay consistent, we got to post damn near every day, right? You got to. So that means you got to think of captions every day. You got to think of ideas every day. You got to like, how do you stay consistent? So like, ChatGPT is pulling all the information around the world to help you format your ideas. Like, you don't want to like just rely on ChatGPT, but it's like, how can ChatGPT help me get things more in order? And that's the one that we know of. There's a million of them out there. Even just putting things in Google nowadays helps you so much. But yeah.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great
That's-
questions. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Veronica, you have a question?
Let me introduce myself. My name is Veronica, and I am very new, like to any of this. And my question is, if you have any tips on how to properly network while creating content. No, originally I had gone there to see the race, and I ended up running to this woman, and she knew everyone there, got me a badge, got me some just all sorts of stuff.
Going back to when we had no followers, like all we did was like try to connect with like other like-minded people, right? We're like, okay, you guys are trying to shoot content and grow, and we would just find different circles of people that were just creating content and just shooting content all week. That's when it was like me, Leanne, Daystorm, Batch, Hannah, Adam, Anwar, like all of us were literally like just trying to figure out how to do it and just thinking of ideas and just collectively shooting them together. 1 minute I'm holding the phone for Leanne and them. Next minute Leanne's holding the phone for Daystorm, and everybody's just helping each other, right? And just get content. And that's how we all started to grow. And then in the midst of that, we're like, okay, what are our own ideas? And so I think it's just like trying to connect with, if you go to an event, for example, and there's other creators there, it's more like, hey, let's get together. Let's think of some ideas together and shoot some ideas and see what works. But again, I think it comes down to what's your brand vision. What are you trying to do for yourself? Are you trying to is your social media is going to be fashion driven? Is it going to be beauty driven? You'd have to first, I think, find out like what is your voice for your what you're trying to tell. And then you just try to find different creators in that same space and connect and build with them. That's like the best way to go about it. And then as far as the brands like the Ducatis and whatever, the same thing. Like you get a connection with them and you're like, hey, I would love to do some content with you guys. If you're looking for any creators to create content around your products, and then you can start using their products for shoot as you're growing. But that's usually how we'll do it. Or again, we'll even like starting out, like we weren't getting like notoriety from big brands. We had to go and buy the things. Like we'd have to go to the store and buy it or go rent a product. Like Adam W, who gets billions of views now, like he would go and rent everything he wanted to use. If he wanted to shoot with a car, he'd go rent it, right? And we would just go get whatever we wanted. But then, like she said, the brands start to notice this and then they start to want to work with you. Initially, it's just like finding a good core group of people that are like-minded if you want to collaborate on that sense. And whenever you go to events, just try to like network with creators more so than the brands until you have a larger following. I don't know your following. You may have hella followers. I don't know if you do. Then, but yeah, if you're just starting out, I would say focus on the content first before it's focusing so much on the brands.
I feel for me, I hate and love socializing. It's like I never want to feel forced to have a conversation with someone. And a lot of the times in Hollywood, it's like, hey, what's your name? What do you do? And it's those are the top conversations. And it's like it gets draining. And also sometimes you can find yourself like trying hard, trying to get in the circle, trying to be this person's friend. I think for me, I always tell Dawn when we go out, I said, what's meant for you is for you. It's not gonna pass you by. You're the deal. You don't have to look for it. You just have to know what you want to do and be consistent with what your work is, and they will come. The brands will come, the friends will come naturally, because even when I go out and I feel like if someone is coming on to me strong, like really, I sometimes feel overwhelmed. So you always want to try to approach someone, if you do, in more of a natural way of just connecting with them the way you would want to be connected with. You don't
What
want,
we do, we'll lead with a compliment.
yeah.
If you compliment somebody, like, yeah, yeah.
It's always good to just connect organically and naturally, but don't feel stressed. I don't want to miss this event because then I won't have this opportunity ever again. I always tell Dawn, if it's meant for you to meet this person, it's going to happen. And you know what's a great story? So Dawn has been going into a lot of business events that are in the movie world and producers and directors, and it so happened that the first movie that he was able to film, he was our neighbor. He was what was it?
Oh yeah, he's like the vice president of a network. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
that's
that
crazy.
happened naturally, which ended up becoming a really big movie for Don. So it just happened. He didn't have to go to every single event to find this guy. It's just whatever's meant for you is always going to come. So make friends, find, like what Don said, people that are like-minded, and just do you. Enjoy what you do and be honest and true to who you are. And it's just going to naturally gravitate to your world.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
great question and answer. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
great
Thank you.
question.
All right, Deborah, you have a question for Don and Leanne.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to take a minute and say thank you both for taking your time to be here. Also, I'm transitioning from being a nurse and being a nurse injector, which was still part of the beauty industry, to pursuing modeling and runway modeling and things like that. So I have content out there, but in the past, it was basically filming before and afters. So could you give me any ideas of ways to change that up, or different ways to go at that?
So the content that you have now, you said you do a lot of before and after pictures?
I did.
Yeah.
I did in the past.
was
I'm
the
no longer
plan.
I'm no longer pursuing the nurse injector, so I'm not doing that anymore.
I think Leanne does a good job at like you want to do like a variation, right? Like not all photos.
Yes.
You could do fashion videos, try on hauls, like she does like makeup tutorials, like they get ready with me. There's a ton of different ideas on getting ready for the holidays, different holiday looks. So and then within each content, you can have, You can do photos, right, where you're taking pictures of everything you're wearing. And then you could also create a video with all of those same outfits or multiple videos, right? You can do a quick transition. You can do a voiceover, like a funny voiceover video while wearing the fashion outfit. So just within that one moment of shoot, you now got your photos in the different outfits, which you can take a photo on each outfit. So let's say you did 5 outfits. Now you got 5 photos. You can do your try on video. So you got a video of you trying on each outfit. You could do your get ready with me video. So you started out the day doing your makeup and then transitioning into one of the looks, and then maybe do like a voiceover video while wearing one of the looks. So now you've just created 5 pieces of content all within that one moment with those outfits. That's me watching Leanne. I know it's a lot harder to keep up with, but that's what Leanne will do. I'll watch her. I'll be like, damn, you just created all this content off that one moment with those outfits. So I think that's a good way to break it down.
And yeah, and that should be an easy transition because it's almost like a before and after also. Before, you're getting ready to after, so you already have kind of the direction for that. Just switch it over into fashion, beauty, or a different topic.
Okay. And so it's still like throwing in some personalization. Like the other day, I have a husky, a dog, and I was doing his grooming and stuff, and I just threw that in there, and I was surprised. I mean, it got a ton of views, not a ton, but for me, a ton of views because my stuff is very small. So that's okay too, to still throw in like things like that where it's not always.
It's good to make things personal to you as well. Like people like love to see some family or animals. That's why like family content does so well, because like when we do stuff with our kids, it's showing like our real side of our life instead of us just being these models on camera. So like when you being with your dog and playing with your dog and then going back to the fashion, like it makes you a real person. You know what I mean? So it helps people connect with you on a deeper level.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Great insight. Yeah. All
Good
right.
luck.
All right. Shenanado. I don't know if I said that, but you have a question for Don.
Yes. My question is that I'll often get messages to my Instagram that say something like, if you will, okay, I'll turn on the video, that if you pick some stuff from our store and you can then post about it on your Instagram, and we give you this code, audience members can use it for a discount, and you get some cut of the profits. Usually, though, these will say that they want you to pay shipping for the first batch. And I tend to assume that anything that's asking me to pay anything to represent a product probably is shady and not really worth engaging with.
A good question. Yeah, definitely all of those things that ask you to pay the shipping, I feel like I see them as well. I think they're scams. I've never fed into it because most of the time the brands that do want to work with you on the affiliate program, they'll just straight up say, "Hey, we're going to send you out some products and we'll create a code for you to use for your following, but they won't charge you for the shipping costs." So, yeah, I would definitely avoid that. And also even on those, I don't know if you've looked at the page, if it's like an official page, if they have the verification badge or if it's like a legit brand, but a lot of those are like they're not real accounts too that send those out. So yeah, you definitely got to be careful, man. There's a lot of scams going on online for sure on that front. A lot of these brands.
A follow-up question. What's like the best ways to be either trying to reach out to brands or attracting them?
Yeah, and that's a good question. Yeah, ultimately, again, it's if you're trying to break in as a model, right? If you're trying to break into the industry as a fashion model, like the routes nowadays are you have to grow your social media account, right? Or you have to try to go to certain events and be at certain networking events because things have changed a lot. They used to have like open walk-ins at these agencies. They don't really have those no more. So nowadays you have to submit online or you have to try to DM the agencies, but to get through their DMs, you have to have a larger following account or like a really standout portfolio when you do get to the show in front of these agents. As far as on social media goes, you have to, if you're trying to get to these brands, it's really just about building your following in your story. And as you start to tell this story and get consistent with it and grow your following, then the brands are going to start to come. Or if I have 100, if I've grown and I have 100,000 followers on my Instagram, if I want to work with Wendy's or Burger King, I can go DM them and I now have a verification badge. I have 100,000 followers and I can send them a message and I could say, hey, me and my family eat at your restaurant every Friday. I'd love to partner with you and create some content for you. Let me know if you have any opportunities or are looking to partner with creators. And then they'll look at your page and be like, oh, this is the content that they're creating on a regular basis. This is their following count. And then they're more likely to respond to you. Or at that time, you'll now have gotten an agent who has a relationship to all of these brands and they can outreach, pitch you directly to the brand. So it's the phase is like you have to ultimately do the work and grow and get reputation. Ultimately, that's where it goes. I didn't start getting nothing modeling wise until I signed with Wilhelmina, and we got our agents once we, I think, cracked like the 100K threshold, maybe 50K threshold on Instagram.
They're favoring micro influencers though, so don't
Yeah,
be discouraged if
That's
you're
why I said if you get to 10,000, if you can get to 10,000 followers on TikTok or Instagram, like you can start making some money on social media. And YouTube is huge right now. YouTube, you can get paid per view. So if you're creating all the content that you should be doing, you should be putting on all platforms. If I create one piece of content, what we do is we put our content on everything. We put on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Snapchat, Facebook, like we put it on every platform because you never know what's going to go.
different
And there's
audience.
different audiences on each platform. So I hope that kind of helped your.
Yeah, no, that was great. I was actually taking notes too. All right. Is there a specific software or application that helps edit videos, such as VoiceOver as an example?
There's edits. Instagram has edits and also CapCut.
CapCut. You've been using CapCut a lot lately?
Yeah.
Yeah, we use CapCut like crazy. We need
Yeah.
that partnership with CapCut. I'm about to have my agency email them.
Honestly, I hear that my friend was telling me that I think Instagram is pushing edits. So
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like if you
should
guys,
try to
if
use
you
edits.
edit and post through edits, somebody said that they're like you'll get higher engagement.
Even if you don't know how to edit in edits, say you have a video, you edit it in CapCut, maybe upload it and you can export it through edits.
We haven't
I
tried
don't
it yet.
know.
We gotta try it.
I'm just saying, we're trying to. This is the thing with social media. There's always new things. You just figure it out. You test it out. The algorithm changes all the time. That's why we're constantly trying
The
to.
thing about social media
figure out.
is they literally admitted like you have to use it constantly to get views. Like even for us, like we could be posting, and if we don't post for 3 days, like we'll see our engagement drop. And we've gotten to a point to where like our engagement, like our videos are doing 1 million views, 2 million views, 10 million views. And if we see something drop to 100,000 views, for most people, you're like, but you got 100,000 views, but we're like, yeah, but compared to like millions, but it's almost like social media reprimanding you for slowing down on creating. So, that's why it's really important to keep your mentals on point, have breaks. Like me and Leanne try to make sure like there's moments of the day where we're like, all right, we've done our work, we got to get off. We'll have fasts where we're like, okay, we're gonna not do it, be on our phones for maybe a couple of days at a time, and just if we have to reset on the algorithm, we have to reset, but you have to protect your mental health.
What I like to do, even I still do this, we're doing it now, like content strategy. So I know that I love being a month ahead. So we already have our Christmas tree up. We've done some holiday content already. Like I try to be so ahead so that when the time comes, it's a breeze. It's already ready. I just have to edit it. It's good to be ahead as a content creator because you don't want to feel like you're chasing the next post. So for YouTube, what we're doing, because we took a break on YouTube for nearly 2 years, and now we just started back up again, but we're starting to post in October. So we've been shooting 2 to 3 videos a week so we can stack up on a bunch of content. And then once October comes, we're posting 3 times a week. It's already going to be locked and loaded, and you just let it go. You post it every week.
Yeah, I did the same thing on YouTube Shorts. So I think we were posting long form on YouTube, and it took us like I think like what 2, 3 years. We gained like 100,000 followers in 2 years on YouTube, And I was like, man, I want to get to 1 million views. And so what we did was we had compiled a ton of shorts, and you can schedule posts on social media. So especially on YouTube, I think you could do it for Instagram and TikTok as well, but you can schedule a post. So what I did was I literally took our videos and I scheduled out the post. So I had it set for 3 months. So I had a video every other day for 3 months on YouTube. So I didn't have to go and think about it. It was just locked in. It would post automatically. And when we went back after 3 months, we was to damn near 1 million followers. Like after like I think 2 months, a video finally caught and went viral. And then after that, like every video just started hitting million. So there's a lot of ways to do it, but there's a lot of ways, but consistency is definitely key for sure.
Seeing being ahead is the best thing.
Yeah, I'm horrible at being ahead. I'm thankful I have Leanne because I'll get up and try to do.
Fun. We have a Halloween costume to shoot.
That's why you need a strong wife by your side. You need a woman by your side. All y'all women out here, are y'all already a step ahead?
Oh boy. All right. All right, Alex, you have a question for Don and Leanne.
Hi guys, I'm in San Diego.
All right, San
So,
Diego in the house.
so I have the social media platforms. I have YouTube, I have Instagram, I have them all. I have almost about 1,000 followers on each of them. And for TikTok, I've been running for about a year now. And then my views will pop up to around like 1,000 views because I do music. So I'm a composer, so I make my own music and stuff. But how do I cross that threshold? Because obviously, if TikTok pushes it in sections, it'll be like from 300 to 600 views, then 900 to like 1,200. So how do I break that point? Because attention span is very important with under 4 seconds as well, like capturing the audience attention and probably keeping it under 15 seconds. That's what I've been keeping it around, like 10 to 15 seconds per clip. Yeah.
Are you doing it all original music, or are you like doing like remakes or what?
Yeah, mostly original music, but I'm starting to do some more covers, like doing more of that, like my spin and stuff like that.
Yeah. I know in the music space, a lot of like covers and again, what we were saying, like trying to utilize trending sounds, even if you're like layering it super low we've seen that help us and other people.
I think, like Don said, the doing the remixes is really cool. Like a lot of TikTokers and producers, DJs even, they will pick a trending song and they'll make a remix to it in their own version, and then a creator will find it and, oh, I never heard this version before, I want to use it. Because creators like me, I always try to find something that is new and fresh that a lot of people haven't used. Not always trendy, but they're using a trending sound, but it has a remix with this beat on top of it, or an Afro beat, or whatever beat on top of it that makes it stand out a little bit more. That's how I feel a lot of producers get trending videos, because they do a little twist on what's already popular. So you can still compose your original content, but it's good to do covers and remixes because other creators will use it and then they'll share it. So that's how things go viral, is when they
And seeing like also it's so tricky too, because you got to figure out what's popular in a sense, right? I feel like what are the big categories on TikTok that are growing? And it's a lot of times it's like comedy, right? A lot of comedy grows big, a lot of like informational things, like people that are giving information. So it's maybe trying to figure out how to blend some of these popular categories and mix it with the music could be big. It's crazy because it's literally, and it sucks too, because sometimes like when you're super talented like you are, like with the Beethoven stuff, sometimes it'll be the dumbest stuff that'll go viral more so than like we'll see stuff like yours and we're like, yo, this is like mind blowing, like how talented you are to be able to be a musician and do this stuff. And then I can post a video eating cereal with my mom and like she spits the milk out and it gets 10 million views. And then
you can also put your music in that.
Yeah, but then if you put your music in it, so it's like finding ways to blend the worlds where it's like, okay, all this dumb content is going viral. How can I blend my smart content in with that and get my music in there and then still make it go? Maybe find some humorous ways to incorporate the two could help it.
You don't think that'll affect like the reach? Because I've tried different hashtags, because I've been using like piano, music, and then artist, but sometimes I've used some different hashtags and that kind of throws it for a whack. So
I'm so like,
Not necessarily the hashtags, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking more so like
the audio.
the actual content that you're
content. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do lives?
No, don't you need a minimum account or a minimum amount of followers to do that?
I think you
Don't
might
you need
need
I
like
think you
10
have to go live
5,000. I
for.
think you need 5,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
Once you get to that point, I know lives do really well. Like people love to just listen to music. Like
Okay.
when we used to do a lot of battling on TikTok, that we battle against DJs and they'll whoop us in the battle because they're just singing or playing the piano. Eventually, that could be something too that once you get to that point, you could be open to that. They let
And do you-
people see the talent.
And do you guys have any recommendations or places? Because I try to get out here in San Diego and like network, and I've met a few other people, but since mine's so different, like what I do in my music, is there any places down this way or LA? Like I'm willing to go up that way to bigger networking events.
I'm not gonna lie, man. We don't even be outside.
yeah, I would say, yeah, I
Don't be
would say
outside.
definitely in Los Angeles. I know there's maybe look up different places because Los Angeles is crazy for upcoming artists,
Yeah.
especially musical artists.
Yeah.
You just have to find the right venue
Yeah.
that people are going to, whether it be piano or whatever it is. You should find like an open mic night
Yeah,
or
like
amateur
try to
night.
like do shows. Try to figure out how you can set up some shows because when I was doing my music and I was doing shows on a regular basis, I was seeing my following, jump like crazy from being at events. So if you have a couple hundred people coming out a night or 100 people or 50, whatever it is, the word of mouth spreads fast and then people start to go look you up on social. So try to figure out what you do
Yeah.
open mic nights, different show events. I'm sure they have them all over San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to that, but my thing is some of the bars I avoid because people's attention span's very short. Like, even if I was there 10, 50 minutes, that would be like enough to be like, oh, who's this person? Because
So
people
it's
like
like
to chat.
what's the type of, it's like orchestra music, like a piano. What is it?
Classical infused with pop. Like, I'm a singer songwriter too. So, more like Elton John, Billy Joel. I do that stuff as well. So, mix of everything. Very unique.
So you create music, do you sing?
Yeah, I do. And I just invest myself. I just bought like a new Nord Stage piano and I bought like a mic and I'm having like getting that set up so I can start recording that and doing tracks and then getting that out on social media too.
You said they only want to see 15 minutes of this?
Maybe
All
more.
right, we gotta get your set up to an hour set, bro. What's up?
No, I know that's why I'm using the social media. Is like my whole thing is like just getting the social media following, and then I could start saying okay, like I could start saying venues because I know a couple people here I've talked to in San Diego. Oh, you can rent out this place for like $2,000-3,000 for the night, and that comes with the security. But I need to get the following.
I think honestly, I think that the thing is you gotta focus. A lot of people are like, how do I grow the following? But you gotta focus on the core of it all. And focusing on the core of it all, the following will grow. You know what I mean? I think ultimately that's all it comes down to is like how do you perfect whatever your set is, whatever you're trying to tell your story, and by you doing that, then the following will start to come because people are going to start to hear about it, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or an hour. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're like, how do I get the following to get people to see what I'm doing? It's working backwards. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
I have an idea because I've been watching certain musicians that I enjoy just randomly on TikTok. A lot of them that are producers and do music, they do creative ways to attract the audience to watch the video. For example, there's a guy that has his setup outside out of a college or somewhere that people walk and it'll say, if you're sad, sit in the chair.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, like those things, like for me,
They go
you
viral.
have to think about what can entertain. There's so much talent, but what's going to be talent is just how creative and different you are. What are you doing to capture the audience to be like, wait, what is that? That's so cool. Something that can also serve the community. Like that, what I love about that video is it said, sit down if you're sad, and she sits down, or if you could sing, and they go back and forth. And even if it's planned, it doesn't matter. It's still something that people enjoy watching. So you can even do that too. Everyone gets inspired by certain videos and they can do the same exact thing. No one owns it. Don't feel bad if you were to ever do something like that.
Yeah,
Ways to create and put your music in it, whether if it's a skit or something that is super organic, and let's see if someone will do it. And I think it's fun to do stuff like that and watch. So something creative than just creating great music. I think is
that makes sense. Yeah, capturing the
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, great. All right, so we're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more questions, and we got to get out.
We'll try to answer questions faster. Sorry,
Yeah,
Josh.
no, it's okay. It's okay. All right, Yadamir, you have a question for Leanne and Don.
Hello, I'm such a huge fan. So I'm Yademar Serrano. I'm from Puerto Rico. And my question is, so I'm bilingual and it's hard to sometimes do content when sometimes I don't know which language should I pick since I came back from Puerto Rico. And I don't know which content to make. If I do English and sometimes I can't even pronounce some words, or should I just do it in Spanish?
That's a good question.
I think it's beautiful that you use your culture. I think it's nice for me, I want to be a voice to my Filipino people, and I try my best to be that voice. I think it's great that you have that background. I think you should definitely use that to your advantage.
Are there any big like creators that could be comparable that you see that you like what they're doing that are bilingual?
Creators, I don't know much since mostly since my TikTok is more over there from the United States. Since I lived there for 6 to 7 years, and then I came back, all I see is American. I don't know anything about Puerto Ricanos, so it's like hard if since I'm over here, I don't know if I should speak more Spanish in my content or just
what type of content? Yeah, what type of content is it?
I'm just a beginner since I'm modeling. But in my TikTok, I just put random stuff, and that's how I grow. And last time, the one video that got me good views, it was just a video with my partner. And yeah, I figured that since it's personal, that went big. But I want to do more like my art, my modeling journey, and yeah. So it's hard since I speak both languages. So
I
yeah.
think that you speak pretty good English. Like, and I think you're beautiful. And if you're trying to do modeling and I feel like you can speak both, but plan out your content. Like, we asked what kind of content do you do, because you can organize it to plan out how you can be relatable and connecting with both.
Yeah, because you can do if you have a content calendar to where you're like, okay, Mondays I'm gonna post a fashion video, Wednesday I'll post a video with my partner, Friday I'm gonna post an art video,
And just be consistent
and
with
you're
those.
consistent with that stuff. Sometimes you'll see what they like, and then sometimes you can speak Spanish in it, sometimes you can speak English, sometimes you can speak a little bit of both. Like we have friends, like she has a friend Denise, she's Dominican, but she does a little bit of both in hers. So you can I wish I had that to my advantage, because especially I feel like that culture supports a lot more.
Yeah.
So I would lean into it because they're going to get behind you and support you more because you're a voice for them. Leanne is a voice for the Filipino community. And
I don't even speak fluent Tagalog, but I understand it. I speak a little bit, but I try to be a voice for them.
So you could lean into it, and yeah, you could do some of both. I would say don't lean against it. I say take advantage of both.
And since your page you don't have a specific direction, try to figure out what your direction is. It's going to help you know how to focus on one or two things. Me and Dawn used to have so much stuff that we're doing randomly, and our agency gave us a good advice saying that pick like top 2 or top 3 and be consistent with that. Do you want it to be fitness or just modeling, or you want it to be fashion or beauty? You have to stick to a schedule, because now your audience knows, oh, she's going to post on Monday beauty and on Wednesday fitness. So you want to create a schedule like you are your own show. You're the star of your show. So you want to create structure, and again, structure and consistency in that is going to help.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good job. Okay, all right, we got to jam through these next questions, so we got to make these.
Okay, sorry.
Quick. It's all right. All right, Aviana, you have a question.
Hello.
Hi.
Some of the stuff I do on TikTok to Instagram is something I'm going to start doing. Well, I also do drag. So would that be something that would be beneficial to start putting more of on my Instagram? Because at least if I'm adding more of that, the thing I struggle with is like making content for content's sake. Like I have to feel like I'm doing it for a reason. Otherwise, I feel like, why am I doing it? And it's like, adding that to my Instagram, it could be something that becomes part of what I'm trying to establish. But I'm also wondering, do I want to add it to my Instagram, or do I potentially want to start one specifically for that, like a separate Insta page?
You know,
But I want to get engagement on the page that I already have because I barely use that. Like,
it's
see what I'm saying?
I get it. No, I get it. I think for me, I feel that way sometimes too. You want to be intentional with your content, what you want to post it on. It comes to a point that you just never know what video is going to take off. I'm telling you, sometimes the video you thought wasn't going to do that good ends up blowing up.
I was gonna have a quick little thing for you. Maybe collab your pages together when you are posting.
That's
So maybe collab your pages together when you post to get the engagement on both of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Don't be afraid to post. If you like it, just post because you never know what'll take off.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Trial and error. You'll figure it out once you keep posting.
All right, Anthony, you have a question for Leanne.
Hi, Don and Leanne. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Anthony. You mentioned earlier about the importance of networking, putting yourself out there. And for those of us who are in Los Angeles or in the LA area, I was wondering if you had any advice for networking, like any specific events you might recommend checking out. Or also, part two would be like finding auditions as a model, actor, musician, any advice you might have for that.
Yeah, as far as events, if you look up online, you can find a lot of events going on in LA. Like when I used to go out and want to like network and go to events, I would just go on like Google and look up like events going on in LA this weekend, right? Or modeling events going on in LA. Because at the end of the day, you need agents, right? If you're trying to get work. So how do you get in front of these agents nowadays? So this is a way growing your social media and trying to gain a mass amount of followers to where you can reach out to them as a way. If you go online and try to find different events, look up, again, let's just say, for example, I can go and say modeling events in LA this weekend, and they might pull up a couple fashion shows or LA Fashion Week. When that comes around, try to figure out how to get tickets to go there to network with people. But in the meantime, be networking with photographers. So you're taking pictures, and because modeling is still a skill in itself, as much as we think it's easy when it comes time to take a picture and they pull a camera out and they're clicking pictures and you're like, okay, you did one or two poses, but now what? I got to give you guys a bunch more poses, and then men we're uncomfortable with our hands and we want to throw the sign up or do this when it looks better to just be still. You're working on yourself through it all. And so networking with photographers might lead to new opportunities because a photographer that you've worked with that's on their way up now is a year later and they've built their portfolio and now they're shooting for Guess Jeans next month and they remember you because you guys had something good and they referred you to Guess. So it's like these things, they all come around. So like reaching out to photographers online, and there's a lot of different things, but ultimately like right now, like online is our best friend but again, what you're doing right now, you're taking the right step. This is like when I first came to LA, I was doing modeling courses. I was taking acting classes in LA. I was on Melrose doing a whole bunch of different acting classes, networking with people. I was a club promoter, so I went and got a job as a club promoter so that I could be meeting different people as they came to the club. And when I was promoting, I would try to network with artists or actors or producers and try to build these relationships with people. So yeah, there's a million different ways, but you're taking the right steps.
This is gonna be the last question, guys. I'm sorry, but I gotta get Don and Leanne off, and everybody is frozen but me, so maybe I'm frozen.
Oh,
But you look good frozen.
Okay, now I'm unfrozen. There we go. It was crazy. I was talking to myself because everybody was frozen except me, and I was like, I guess I'm the one that's frozen. All right, this is gonna be the last question that we can take today because we do have to get going, guys. I'm sorry. Big D, you got a question for Don and Leanne?
Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? Now, my question is there a way we could all get each other's social medias? Because at least we could follow each other and check each other out.
Yeah, definitely. You want to follow and tag, right?
And in the lounge, you guys can chat with each other in the lounge. You can share each other's socials there and tag each other and follow each other as well. So that's what we have it set up for you guys.
So I could put my stuff in now so everybody can see it. And we can get
Yeah. That's going to be our time today, guys. I know that you guys still have questions for Don and Leanne, but good for you. Leanne has a couple things also. You have the journal still, and you still have a couple things that maybe that would be helpful for learning and also mental health, calendars. Where can we find that stuff?
You can find everything on the benjaminbrand.shop. We have our own merch brand, and I launched a journal a few years ago, and I really got into manifestation, and I'm really big on my faith. And again, mental health is the most important part. You have to be in a great mental state to continue to do anything in life, especially social media, because again, there's a lot of things that you'll feel from people, opinions. You have to make sure that you're in a good headspace. My journal is available there, and our merch, we have some new stuff that we just dropped for Halloween coming up. So it's a lot of great things we're
If y'all
launching.
trying to get fly, stop by.
Yeah. Jeremy, can we put that in the chat too so that everybody has it? And then maybe also on Spotlight, just the
I'll post them up on the lounge for you guys.
benjaminbrand.shop.
Yes.
All right, guys. That's going to be our time. Don and Leanne, thank you guys so much for joining us. Yes, I know we went over a little bit on time. I appreciate your guys' patience today. I'm always forever grateful for the both of you guys. Good luck at the premiere tomorrow. I may be there.
Yeah, hopefully we see you there.
I may
We need
be
the
there.
90-day bad boys.
The 90-day bad boys might be there. Yes.
Yes.
You want to learn how to get? I heard of a few guys from the 90-day fiance franchise that are just lip syncing and dancing, and they're getting millions of views. No,
That's crazy.
We gotta let them know.
Seriously. You're a boy band.
All right, but that's our time today, guys. Thank you guys all for joining us. Thank you guys for
Have a good night,
See you
guys.
guys
Thank you.
next
Thank you.
week.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.